right. You boys want to roll into it?
Sure.
Yeah, let's hit it.
All right, I'll try it.
You're good. You're good.
Your wife said not to do anything stupid. What was that?
All right, guys. Welcome back to the CAMO Convoy Podcast. We are your one-stop shop for all things overland, off-road, and the great outdoors. Today, we have a special guest. Some say, after a fight, he welds his wife's feelings back together, and that his idea of a sensible daily driver is a Kia rally truck. All we know, he's Max Foltz of MBM Fab. Max, welcome to the show.
How's it going, guys?
It is going.
That was a good intro.
I love ripping off Clarkson. It's I don't know. That's like my favorite part of the Top Gear when he introduces the Stig. So
Yeah.
I don't think the BBC will sue me. I have a TV license. So. Well, Max, listen, before we get into you, we do have some news.
This is CAMO News. Direct from the trail to you.
Have you guys heard about this? Chris Palmer, the missing person?
I heard about it from you.
I've so this guy, he's a military veteran. He's allegedly an experienced outdoorsman, and he was taking a trip through George Washington National Forest. He texted his family, said, "Hey, I'm headed up to the Monongahela National Forest," allegedly sent some pictures or video or whatever. But then the very next day, the guy's truck shows up, and it's beached basically in the Outer Banks. It's sitting in the sand. So who knows? You know, there's not a lot of information other than I think there's one video floating around. Have you guys seen that?
The one of him driving.
Yeah.
I think they have video of him passing a toll booth or something in North Carolina, and then somebody said his truck was beached the day before they actually like found it, reported it.
Yeah.
But they confirmed it was him driving it in North Carolina.
Yeah. Oh, so they did confirm it. See,
Yeah.
and that just points to it's so important that if you're going to change your plans, let somebody know. Because his whole family thought he was going to be in our neck of the woods. And next thing you know, you turn up missing back on the beach.
Yeah, I saw that he had a kayak too that wasn't big enough for him and his dog, and like he went to the ocean. Like, it's not a good situation.
No. Hopefully he's not in the ocean. But
Hopefully.
if you're in that area and you're cruising around this week, keep an eye out for anything that's out of the ordinary, campsites, a dog. You know, it sounds like
Hatteras.
Yeah. Yep. Cape Hatteras National Seashore. They're the ones that have been posting a lot of information. So if you see something, say something. But that's a wild one. And if your plans change, make sure you say something about it because nobody knows. And that's kind of scary. You know, we're always out in the woods, and I know our plans change. I do my best to relay it back home, but definitely something to keep in mind.
Absolutely.
So, Max, who are you? Why are you here?
Well, I guess I'm here because of you, but I guess life led me to meeting you. So I guess a backstory about myself. My dad was a huge car guy his whole entire life. So I got that bug since I was a kid and always went to car shows. And my dad has a bunch of cars, never really had them on the road as I was a kid, but always worked on stuff and was always interested in vehicles and mainly like muscle car stuff back then. My dad hated four-wheel drives because he always was worried about the transfer case failing or something like that because he had a S10 Blazer that constantly had problems with the
Vacuum.
Yeah, so he
Yeah,
despised
that's
four-wheel
fair.
drive vehicles. But so I went to Votech in high school for collision repair and always wanted to build custom vehicles. And then Votech led me to Wyotech in Western Pennsylvania, which then I went to the Indiana Car Club meets where I met Nick. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, but when
Yeah,
go ahead.
our lives kind of did one of these, like, and then
Yep.
met back up.
Yeah.
But the Indiana Car Club, at the peak of the Indiana Car Club, was actually pretty cool. I would say that was the last hurrah of when the tuner scene was kind of cool. There was some cool stuff. There's a lot of high school junk,
Yeah.
but there was some cool stuff. Do you remember, or were you ever at any of the 28th Street Bridge meets?
I don't believe so.
That was probably the peak of the peak. That was
I
before.
think I actually heard about that like in high school.
Yeah, we just managed to not get arrested and have like a couple hundred cars take over this big parking lot. The police came out and hung out. It was great.
Or is that the one in Pittsburgh? Or
Yeah,
I might have
yep.
went to one of them. It was tough when I was in school because I had basically $0. So even traveling the hour or so to the city, it was like, oh, do I have the money to do that this week or month
Right.
or whatever? But I did make it out there a few times. And then after graduating, I probably went out there more when my car was nicer to go to shows and stuff.
Yeah. I think the H2OI year probably killed it moving.
Man, H2OI, that I got stuck in one of the last good ones in Ocean City. That was a good time.
That's another backstory.
That's a story for another episode.
Yeah, backstory. When I met Nick, I had a 2002 Golf, which then had coilovers and wheels and stuff, but then it turned into bagged and shaved and all custom stuff on that. But
Yeah.
I miss those.
You look like a Volkswagen guy.
I miss those days of actually good car shows and not like takeover events when H2O is just about cruising and sitting in a lot instead of doing burnouts and all that. All the YouTube videos.
Banana suits.
Yeah, the YouTube videos really drove that up and made the wrong crowd show up.
Yeah, like Saturn drivers.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that Golf? That thing was cool.
After I got my truck, it just sat for a while because it had a like leaky valve seal. So every time I'd start, it would blow smoke out of it. And then after a while of driving my truck, it got expensive. So then I got that back on the road and put stock suspension on it. And because I parted it out after I got my truck. So I sold the Euro bumpers and the suspension and all that stuff. And then I just basically put it back to stock and then drove it for like a year or so until I had my G8. So then I was driving that. And the Golf was just getting worse and worse. So I ended up just scrapping it because I didn't really want to sell it to somebody else. But
that bad.
It was I drove it very low. Even on bags, I drove it very low. So the whole underside was the whole underside was very destroyed.
Thin.
I never broke an oil pan, but I had a raised subframe and engine mount spacer, so I never really had to worry, and a steel oil pan. So I scraped the oil pan, but never broke an oil pan.
Never busted it. That's cool. So how did MBM Fab start? I feel like I don't remember when you were like, "Hey, I'm doing this." It was almost like it just existed. So what was the start like, and how did that process look to make it official and start taking on work?
So when I went to Wyotech, I took street rod class and I also took a chassis fab class, and that's sort of what hooked me on TIG welding and the more intricate kinds of fabrication, and I really wanted to do that. Going out of school, I worked at a street rod shop for a year and a half or so before I got my job I have now. And that really like made me want to do more and more like custom fabrication and that kind of stuff. And I guess I started it out of people wanting me to do stuff where I always built stuff for myself because I could never afford to pay somebody else to do it. And I also enjoyed it. So it's sort of did out of necessity. And then people were like, hey, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? And it's like, I might as well do something bigger instead of just staying on the down low, which I still really don't promote anything, which everyone yells at me for. But life's busy.
Oh, not now. You're famous now.
Yeah, life's busy.
Massive viewership. So
I'm gonna quit my job next week probably once this airs.
No, absolutely. You got time's ticking. You better put your 2 weeks in now. Matter of fact. Boss is probably listening. His eyes are like dinner plates.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
He knows he's got to fill your role.
My boss tells me I shouldn't be working at my job and I should be doing my own thing. So
see, there you go.
yeah, but it's a little more complicated than that. So
yeah, no,
it always is.
So what do you think MBM Fab right now? What do you see as your primary focus build wise?
I'd like to focus on the more off-road overland kind of thing for the time being, because it's sort of simpler projects that are easier to get in and out, like doing a set of sliders or a bumper or something like that. And I'd like to transition it into higher end where like pretty much everything is TIG welded and like roll cages, exhaust fabrication, like all that kind of thing is what I really am passionate about. So that's where the Kia, I want to do like a full TIG welded roll cage and like all that kind of stuff and use that as like a baseline to show people what I can do. And then I'm building it on my own time instead of having someone's car that, since I only can work nights and weekends, it would take a very long time for me to do a big project for somebody else. Like the smoker I just did that took months and months and months because it was gigantic.
Yeah. Well, you brought it up, and if anyone doesn't know you, they heard Kia and they're like, what the fuck? So why don't you walk us through a little bit about the Kia? How did you end up with a Kia and what is it?
So I ended up with the Kia because of you, because you decided to start the Young Men's Culinary Group, which
What?
Oh, you don't know this.
Right. I don't know this.
So that was our gambler event where I think you gave us $1,000 that we could spend on a car, something like that, and then we had an unlimited budget above that to do repairs or upgrades or whatever. So you can explain the group before I explain the car more.
I obviously didn't want a group on Facebook called "We're Going to Race Illegal Vehicles Through the Woods." So I named the Facebook group the Young Men's Culinary Cookbook Discussion.
I think I joined this group actually.
You're like, well, there's some
It
mutual
sounds
love.
familiar.
Friends like cooking.
You would have had to have been added because it's completely private, I believe.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I was in this.
So there was a page prior to it that was kind of the feeler for like guys that might want to buy Gambler, but then there was the invite page for the Gambler event.
Okay. How long ago was this?
2023.
3 years ago.
3?
Yeah, because I
2023.
bought the Kia in February of 23.
Yeah, this is the start of the Grand Marquis. This is where the Grand Marquis came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get into Gambler 500 stuff about 3 or 4 years ago. So I bet we crossed paths like unknowingly.
This was basically only in the Camo group that it was posted. So if you were a member then though, so you probably saw something about it.
Yeah.
It was the biggest like lump sum of cash that I ever just like basically literally burnt, but I would do it again like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So the Kia, it is the only surviving gambler
Yes.
of that event.
Yeah, so it sort of snowballed. I found it on Marketplace, and it just happened to be right down the street from me. So me and my buddy Logan, he was going to do it with me, and then we ended up getting 2 more guys, which are Rob and Evan, which live out by Nick. Or I guess Rob lives in Colorado now, but did live out by Nick. But I found the Kia on Marketplace for $700. It was apart, but it probably had $1,000 worth of new OEM parts that came with
Now,
it.
what model is it? For anyone that hasn't seen it, what model is it?
It's a 2000 Kia Sportage. 2-door convertible, 5-speed, 4-wheel drive, manual transfer case, full frame. A lot of people think that it's like a car. They're like, "Is that a 4-wheel drive?" Like, no, it's 2-wheel drive, and I built it for this. But yeah, it sort of snowballed because I started putting so much time and effort into it that I was thinking like I could turn this into something more than a throwaway car, because I didn't want to put a couple months worth of work into something just for it to be a throwaway car. And I can't really leave well enough alone. I have to go over the top and everything. So I did the full paint scheme and fixed all the rust and did everything I could, and without spending a ridiculous amount of money. But
So where did the paint scheme come from? That's been my question. Like, how do you get a desert paint scheme on the East Coast?
I painted it.
For Kia.
I painted it. So
what was your inspiration, I guess?
The paint job is based on a GMC Desert Fox. So
okay.
It's in 78 and 79, there was a special edition GMC pickup that was called the Desert Fox, and it was the exact same paint scheme. So I made the Desert Rat because Kia has the hamster as their like little thing.
The soul.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
a Desert Rat is like, it looks like a hamster. I actually
like a hamster, like a little dwarf
pause
hamster.
a second.
Yeah. I never put that together. That's pretty smart.
That is above my IQ 1,000%. But I'm glad that was explained to me.
Yeah.
This is my keychain for it.
Nice.
So it's like a little mouse, because it's like the Desert Rat looks like that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I took the Desert Fox logo and I went on like the Cricut app and like edited it so that I could make the Desert Rat logo that looks exactly like the Desert Fox logo. And then
that's cool.
For the event, I didn't have enough time to do the patina, which is what my plan was, because Desert Rat, and then I made it look like a rat rod.
Right.
So after the event, I took and weathered it. I had the intentions of that when I painted it, so I painted the whole thing red oxide primer first, and then put the tan on top and then the stripes. So I sanded through the tan to the red oxide primer for the patina.
That's awesome.
That's really
cool.
cool.
I wondered how you got that to pop out. That's cool.
It took a long time, and I almost didn't even paint it before, but I was like, I need to do it so that my plan is actually like done. But
yeah,
I'm glad you did. It makes it.
Yeah.
So the Kia, what all? Because I actually don't remember. Somebody asked me, and I wasn't sure how to answer. Suspension and motor wise, what all is going on there? Because it looks lifted.
Yeah. So motor wise or chassis wise, it's a Mazda Bongo, which is a van overseas, and Kia used the Mazda chassis and engine, so it's a Mazda, if they call it the FE3, it's a dual overhead cam 2-liter 4-cylinder. And then suspension wise in the front, they call them forks, so they're lift forks, which are from Korea, so it raises the front like 1.5 inches, I believe. And then the rear uses Jeep TJ springs, the non-Rubicon, and Toyota RAV4 shocks. are the right length for the rear. So like the
Nice.
RAV4 that was on the last trip, it would be the rear shocks from that. The like first generation RAV4 is a longer shock that fits with the 3-inch lift springs in the back.
Nice. I
That's
love
cool.
stuff like that.
I do have
Yeah,
a lot
it's
more
really cool that you're
intentions with
keeping
it,
OEM
but
stuff.
Yeah. So what do you
Yeah.
want to do with it in the future?
so in the front, I've been talking about it for a long time that I want to adapt a strut from another vehicle and build my own control arms so that I can get a tunable ride, where right now the factory struts are very short and very harsh and there's no support. So I'm going to get a set of struts for a Tacoma and move them forward of the axle, because right now it's in line with the axle, so it has that fork that goes around. I'm going to move the strut
Okay.
ahead of the axle and build lower control arms with a mount so that I can run the
Nice.
longer strut with the same travel pretty much, but I'll be able to tune it so that it rides a
Yeah.
lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll probably get a little bit of caster out of that too, so it won't be trying to fight your hands
Yeah.
while you're blazing trails.
And then I guess the
How
rear, I'm not sure what I want to do. I'll probably just do like a matching shock to whatever I do in the front, because the springs,
Yeah.
there's not much tuning. I thought about doing like a trailing arm with a really short coil over in the back, but then I have to cut a lot of the body to mount that. So
Yeah.
it's all a rabbit
And
hole.
you-
And yeah, and you've got like a really nice setup inside of this thing, so you probably don't want to go cutting on the body.
Yeah, I kind of actually, after this last trip, I kind of want to ditch the platform in the back because it's not very, it's
Really?
not really comfortable to sleep inside. And it also is kind of a pain because I have the platform with the door on one side and not the other. So to get the stuff that's underneath the one side, you have to take everything out of the other side.
Mm.
So I think, especially because the 24-hour rallies, I think I'm going to build like a modular system that I can put like pack out boxes in the back and have a spare in the back, like vertical. And then maybe like I've debated on doing a fuel cell like Nick did in his truck, but I'll probably just bring 10 gallons of spare fuel and just,
yeah.
Yeah.
if we need a pee break, we can just dump more fuel in.
Yeah. As somebody with a semi-permanent fuel cell in the back of his truck, I would say don't do it. I mean, it was cool and all, like, woohoo, I got my free hot dog, but like, it's a bitch.
You got your second
Um,
place or whatever out of it, so, or first place, I guess, at Hinton. So
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel like I want to do the rallies, but I also don't want to push myself that hard. Like, I want to try to enjoy it more than like
Yeah.
feel like I'm killing myself, especially because this thing has small tires on it, so I can't push super hard in all the sections. So there's no real chance of winning. I could compete, but winning is the guys that go above and beyond and have 40s or
Yeah. Or little regard.
yeah,
And
Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that a lot, and actually that's why this year I'll probably do a lot more volunteering. I kind of enjoy recovering broken shit more more these days. I do want to do some competition stuff. I haven't decided how I want to get into that, but like I want to speed and not worry about the public. So like I want to do that on private. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that the Appalachian Outlaw stuff takes off for like even if there's short course stuff. Because I like the Frontier as far as it's like overlanding days, they're pretty much cooked. Like I took my two boys to Wolf Den and we were packed in there like sardines. So that doesn't do me any good. I'm always gonna have somebody with me. So I'm probably gonna pick up a Pathfinder or something to do like the soft wheeling overland stuff with. And the Frontier is gonna get it's gonna have a bad life for real soon. Like Like I'm talking 50 Shades of Gray. Like, mm-hmm.
You just killed my blind question because I was going to ask you what happens if you lose your Frontier. Because I'm like itching with, I feel like I've lost this thing. So I come up with a new one now.
That's my biggest struggle right now is trying to figure out what's next, because it is tough with the truck and the camper to take the family on the actual overland trips. And then I have the Kia that I can't take the whole family in. So it's really hard because I want to go on all the trips, even the ones that have more difficult trails. But if I take the truck without the camper, I feel like it's kind of a waste. But then if I go with the Kia and by myself, then I feel bad that I'm leaving the family behind.
Dude,
so,
yes, exactly.
Same. I'm going to pull out our 3rd gen 4Runner and try to get it going just so I can get the whole family out at times. Like I'm in the same boat with this thing. I shove Piper in here and we're jammed in there for the weekend. It's tight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a shame that the answer is just like more trucks.
yeah.
That must be cool if you have like a few extra zeros, in your bank account. But like, I don't know. I mean, fortunately, like I like Nissans, so I'm pretty dead set on a Pathfinder like Alex's. But in all honesty, like I joke about that rig, but it is like the most durable thing. Yeah, it's a fantastic.
It's a perfect vehicle for Alex.
And it won't die. It takes the abuse, keeps going. And it's super capable for like a reasonably mild build, and that's basically what I want to do with it. I don't want to beat on it, but I want to be able to do like Kentucky, but with kids with me,
Yep.
I don't think I could live with myself if I brought the Yukon to Kentucky.
No.
I actually shed a little tear about my pinstripes, but they needed to happen. It's like a Band-Aid.
In the spring, the buffer will be out.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've debated on getting a GMT 800 like Tahoe and building that for like family trips that still have wheeling, because they are such a great platform. And then a Tahoe with a short wheelbase would handle tight trails way better. My truck's just too big. Like the guy on the last trip with the crew cab long bed Ram, I couldn't believe that. Because that
was the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that's ever come out with us.
Yeah.
To beat that, you have to bring a school bus.
Yeah.
There's nothing bigger
on the road. Crew cab long bed 38s. Like, I think it's gigantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed up in Kentucky.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed up in Kentucky when we were there in the fall. And when I rolled into camp and seen it, I was like, whew, that's a lot of truck for here. It did good, though. Did really good.
It's super capable. I mean, it's meaty. It's like 12 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Man, could you imagine that thing out on like the Wyoming BDR or like the Idaho BDR? Like that is where that thing would just be.
You took the words out of my mouth.
That's why I started building the truck with the flatbed and the camper, because that was our plan. We were supposed to do the Wyoming BDR. So I was like, I'm going to build the perfect long distance rig. And then we never did that trip. So
I know. I still want to do it.
Yeah.
I got children.
Well, I think that's a good segue into what is your Chevy. Let's talk about that build.
True.
Yeah.
I guess it's a GMC, but it's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
It's a 06 Sierra 2500 HD with the LBZ Duramax and the 6-speed Allison trans, crew cab short bed. It's an American luxury coach truck, so brand from not the factory, but from brand new. It had the 4-inch lift and 35s on it when I bought it. It has like white face gauges, and it's a fully loaded truck, so it has every option except for rear DVD. So it has a sunroof, everything, which is rare on those trucks. And in the last 10 years that I've had it, the condition has gone downhill. So with rust, that's where the flatbed started. I planned on building like a flatbed canopy setup like you see the Australian builds, but then that turned into I wanted to build a camper. And then me building a camper turned into just buying a camper, because finding the time to build the camper was the struggle. Now I sort of wish I
Yep.
would have just built the camper because I want to change a lot of things about the camper we have. So,
Yeah.
but
Let's talk about that flatbed because that looks
That's
so
rad.
good. Like your truck actually was why I started leaning towards the GMs and not the Excursions. It just when you did that flatbed, man, that came together so well.
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess the bed was based on the taillights because I wanted the Aussie style. So the taillights I bought from Australia from a place called OZ-LED. So I built the bed around the taillights because I like the style of the beds over there instead of everybody in the US, they build their flatbeds with like the oval tractor trailer lights, and I just feel like it
Yeah.
looks like a
Yeah.
yeehaw truck. So I just built the bed based on what I saw in Australian beds and then just did the touches I need to make it work for myself. So I have a North Star TC 650 camper, so I built the platform of the bed to the exact size of the camper. So that fits perfectly around all the edges. And then I built the sides that fold down, which are going to get replaced eventually because I want to build actual like sealed boxes there that it would stay on the bed permanently. And yeah, I don't know. I build stuff as I go. So I sort of drew something up in CAD with what I wanted the bed to look like. But then as I was building it, it changed the whole time I was doing it. But I sort of get visions in my head and then try to make it work as I go.
Yeah. It's amazing how projects will talk to you and it'll tell you what you want to do, what it needs.
Do you have a weight on the truck and camper?
I haven't weighed it. I should do that, but I haven't done that. The bed itself isn't really much heavier than the factory bed, I'd say. Like it's really not. It is steel, but it's not super heavy, especially because of the material I use for the deck. Like I didn't put diamond plate or anything because it's not a work truck per se. So I chose to use a lighter material because I'm not going to be throwing boulders in the bed or anything like that. So
Yeah.
it's not. I tried to keep weight in mind. Like it doesn't have a ridiculous amount of cross members like a lot of beds because I didn't need it for
Yeah.
my use case. Like the main thing is hauling the camper and then using it as a truck. So it's a lot stronger than a factory truck bed, but it's not like a work body. So
Yeah. No, that was a really cool project. As far as other projects that weren't your own, if you had to pick a favorite, what would you pick?
I guess the smoker I just did turned out really sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a big learning experience because it was such a large project that time management's a big thing. And then like that was another one that as I did it, I changed certain things as I went. I went off what my buddy, the customer, wanted and then did some things on my own. So I said that I didn't want to do another one, but I kind of do want to build another one just because I would change a few things. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's a pretty cool industry, but it is a bit saturated, I feel like, because now all I see on Facebook is reels of smokers.
You know what though? You do, but like for me, I don't see it. But I also know that like there's a lot of rednecks with paychecks that like if you're the one that winds up on their feed, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I want that smoker. He'll make it say Harley Davidson. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
So all my air tanks are repurposed into turbo burn barrels. I don't see any of the smokers. I just see those. I was really hoping the one I sold was going to turn into one of those. I was excited for it, but smoker.
With that smoker, did you have to also figure like the actual physics of the smoker, or was that kind of provided by the customer, or a little bit of both?
So for most of it, he bought a set of plans, and then like I built the trailer to the specs of the plans, and then I built a lot of the smoker to the plan specs, which I feel like some of the stuff I would change is what was in the plans. Like in
Yeah.
the front, they have a collector where the smokestack is. I feel like the collector was really small in the plans, and I would change that. But I had a guideline because I basically, he bought the plans and cut files for the plasma table so that I could cut everything out. But then I redrew all the cut files because they weren't correct, even though he paid for them. So,
Oh yeah.
and then we changed
Well,
stuff
double
anyway.
work.
So I had to redraw them because we changed little things here and there, which made it easier for me in the long run. But it was just, it's just something so large of scale that it made it difficult because just me working by myself and the firebox alone was probably 500 pounds. So me trying to move that from my table onto the ground and then lift it up into place to weld it, like doing every single thing on my own.
Yeah.
It just took a long time because I don't have like a crane system in my ceiling and a variety of jacks and people and all that to get stuff done.
Right. You know, the one that's in my head, that you shared a while back that I just it made me feel a special way was the turbo deal on the
Oh yeah,
BMW. That was sweet.
true. I guess that would probably be a favorite project versus the smoker's just what's most recent in my mind. But the turbo BMW project was pretty cool because I had a good amount of creative freedom on that, and he was there a lot of the time to help out while I was doing that, so he could say what he wanted to do. But like
Yeah.
the goal of that was to mount the turbo in a different location than we did ultimately do, but there just wasn't enough room because the car's not very big and he had a gigantic turbo. I think it was a 76 millimeter turbo in an LS swapped E46. So
Oh, that's right. It did have an LS
yeah,
in it.
mm-hmm. And that car now
Yeah.
he did run a 9 in it. Doesn't have a cage yet.
Did he?
He ran a 9 in it.
Just raw dog the 9.
He did. He got it finished and took it on drag week, but he couldn't run the full potential because it didn't have a cage. But it wasn't,
Wow.
the tuning wasn't the best
Yeah.
either. So now he got it actually like tuned in like right before winter and ran a 9-second pass. So next year it's going to be pretty quick.
That's so nasty. Yeah, I'll have to put a
Yeah.
picture of that up as well. That was really cool. That's like another world of hobby that I would love to get into. It's just like I can't pick up another hobby.
Well, once the Frontier has a VQ, you can turbo that and then build a full custom exhaust and intercooler setup.
I mean, that's so it'll definitely get swapped. I don't know if I'll throw boost to it. It'll just kind of depend on like if I do all that, the Pathfinder will have to be kind of like done so that I don't feel bad about this torn apart truck just chilling in my driveway, and explaining to my wife like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll get it. It'll move," But yeah, I really want to do that. The only thing is like a VQ doesn't excite me that much. I mean, it makes power. It's sweet. It's a V8, but I really want to build something old, like just like an old 351 build. Obviously, I'm not going to put a 351 in my Nissan, but something just kind of grungy, old like that. I don't know. I have the real bug to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
Like an OBS Ford with like a 351
Yeah.
build would be really fun.
I guess you guys don't know either because I never talk about it, but I also have a 73 Camaro that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What?
I was supposed to get that car finished to take to school, but I ran into a few issues like towards the end of high school where I needed a few more parts and some more time to get it done, so that it never got done. And now it's completely stripped and bare metal and all apart in my garage. And it's just one of those things that you never have enough time and money to do that kind of stuff.
What you
So
want?
I need some,
Yeah.
I need a few pieces of sheet metal and then like everything else to just finish it. And it just is a big time consuming thing. But that car, I want to
Yeah.
do some like sort of special stuff in, and I'd like to do like autocross with that. So then it's a fun street car. but then you can
Yeah.
enjoy it. And because there's a lot of autocross events in PA, like UMI has the track like near State College, so they do a bunch of big like autocross events, and Carlisle has some autocross stuff related to their shows.
Yeah. Hill climb.
Yeah, that now with the West Virginia stuff and the back road stuff, it would be sick to build it for the hill climb. I
Be
wanted
awesome.
Yeah.
when I put it together, and I'm doing mini tubs so I can fit like a 325 or whatever tire in the back, and I want to keep it looking pretty stock, where it'll have like 18 or 19-inch wheels with super wide tires all the way around, nice and low.
Kind of Chip Foosey minus his miserable wheel choices.
Oh yes.
They were awful.
The
Golly.
worst, dude.
Worst. They
that, and
killed
I'd be
the
like-
car.
I'd be like, oh, dude, I love this restoration. And then he'd be like, all right, I'm going to cut these wheels out. They're going to cost like $80,000 in R&D design and materials.
Yeah. Yes.
But even all the Foos wheels you can buy are awful looking. They took like a torque thrust and then added a bunch of fake rivets to them and chromed them.
Yep.
And then every boomer has them on their Chevelle at the car show.
Oh, that was the shit you just want to throw your remote at the TV back when.
Overhauling was
Yeah.
definitely one of my favorite shows growing up.
Yeah.
Same with
Ooh, that's
I
a
love
good
that
topic.
show too.
yeah, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
like Power Block and watching Gears and all that. Like when I was a kid, during the summer or whatever, or every Saturday, me and my dad would watch, for whatever the engine building one was, and then all those trucks and all that.
The Power
Yeah.
Block.
Yeah, Power Block.
Yep. It's the best.
Yep.
Stacy David, man, I love trucks, old trucks. When it got a little newer and they picked up a lot more sponsors, and it was like, all right, I got this 70 F-150 and we're going to do this to it. Bam. And then it was built. Like, that wasn't that cool. I like the process, you know. The older ones I thought were better.
I guess
The one I remember is the Copperhead truck.
Yeah.
It was like everywhere, every weekend. It was the Copperhead truck.
Another one was Extreme 4x4. I feel like that was the first.
Yeah.
That was my first like off-road
Oh, yeah.
kind of thing. Like watching Ian and Jesse Combe build stuff.
Ian.
Yeah, because Ian still has his big tire garage that he does now.
Yeah.
Which I think
Yeah. He's gone through a couple different shows.
Yeah, but Big Tire Garages is YouTube now, and I think they're actually making another like TV series that he's like the main guy with. But
nice.
Yeah, watching that stuff, that was like, I want to do something like that. Like I've always wanted like a K5 Blazer and like build something like that.
Yeah.
I was that close to one.
That was almost my first car was a K5.
Yep.
My caveman brain, I fell into the Monster Garage and Junkyard Wars track.
Oh man, you and I are gonna go back and forth on Junkyard Wars. I've been trying to get that show to start back up for years, man. That was so cool.
Did you see that Heavy D made his own version of that? It was a little too gimmicky though.
No.
Yeah, if you go on his YouTube, they actually did a recreation, but it was with a bunch of other YouTube channels that each were teams.
Mm-hmm.
But it had a little too much. It had a little too much special effects kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is CAMO would absolutely run the table in Junkyard Wars. No contest. Give me 5 from CAMO. We're beating anybody. This is a call out.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned Jesse Combs though, because that was somebody that like whatever she did, I followed when I was younger.
Yeah.
She was a badass.
Absolutely. So we talked about the 24 hours a little bit earlier. Are you planning on running the Kia this year, any?
I am signed up for Hinton, but it's really going to depend on how the Kia is running at that point, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd like at that point for it to be like 100%, like have the little projects done. Like I'd like to put different seats in, because even just this last trip sitting in it all day, the seats beat you up. Where I did the first 24 hour that they did, I competed in that one and we actually did really good. But it was definitely a toll. Like I drove for 18 and a half hours straight myself And then I was like, I can't
Yeah.
keep my eyes open anymore, and switched drivers for a little bit. But then I didn't sleep anyway
Yeah.
because you're hitting potholes and it's my car, so I'm worried about it getting wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the underrated 24-hour mod is seats, man. Like, they made a huge difference.
Yeah. I'd like to get PRP makes the do they call it the Overlander, or it's marketed for
It's the-
overlanding?
It's
have-
the Enduro something.
They have like I don't know if it's Expedition. They have Daily Driver Trek is what they call it. The Enduro Trek.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trek.
Yep. Yeah, I've been eyeing one of those up for the Frontier, but now, like, if I kind of want to make it stupid, so I don't know if I want like a mild seat, you know. So I don't know.
I know
we'll
that
see.
Enduro, they make it in a couple different aggressive ways.
Is that the one? Does
Yeah.
Palco have a Trek in his Tan Tundra? He has one of them, but
Yes, it's like a brown and black seat, I think. Yeah, I think it's the Trek.
so you can just take that from him and put it in your truck since he doesn't do anything with that.
I don't even think the brown one has started. We robbed the bumper off of it for the black truck, and I think now it's just a habitat for local wildlife.
Yeah, so you might as well put the seat to use.
So, Max, I'm trying to think, what was your first camo trip? Because I actually don't remember how the reconnect happened. I don't remember.
I think I joined Camo shortly after you made it, I believe, a few months, because you sent me a request to join because we were friends on Facebook then. So,
Right.
but then at that point we were camping already, but it was always, I had the mindset of, I need to build my truck more before I can go on a trip, like a lot of people have. And it was just the beginning of us doing anything, so I wasn't really comfortable seeing your videos of wheeling. I was like, I'm not going to beat my truck up like that. But my first trip was supposed to be the train incident.
That's right.
But I got COVID because that was the winter of COVID. So that was 2020, I guess. But my first trip was the Bald Eagle snow trip.
Oh my gosh, you stuck around after that disaster.
The tire chain debacle.
Talk about that trip a little bit, because
I don't think I've heard about it.
This embarrasses me, and it's funny because everybody that went was like, that was so fun. And I had my tail between my legs so bad I was sick to my stomach about this trip.
It was such a variety of people, because that was James had his passport, and then Zach, who lives by you, I think, had the Raptor on that trip. Mikey had the Liberty. There was like such a big variety of people, and everyone was a different kind of personality, because that was when I met Mikey after hearing him talk in the group for a while, and it's like, man, this guy is on something. and then Troy was running his high pressures with chains, throwing chains off nonstop. And because the trip started out tame, and you're like, I don't know if there's really going to be much. Then the first road we turn on solid ice, and there's a tow truck stuck or whatever, and then you went into the ditch on the first corner.
Yeah, it was the only time in how many years now? 8? I don't know how many years that I've ever had to be recovered. We literally just turn off of the main road, and it was really icy, and there was a pretty good base of snow below the ice, and we're rounding this corner. I'm in the corner and coming down the hill as a tow truck, but every time he's tapping his brakes, he is just going all over the place. I'm like, oh shit. Well, I took it all the way over to the right, but what I didn't see was that the snow had drifted, and I pulled on top of just ice that was cantilevered over this culvert. So I just dipped passenger front over this culvert. That's how the trip started, first couple minutes. So we get the tow truck by, I don't remember if we had the winch. Did we have to winch the tow truck?
I don't think so. I think the tow truck pulled up out of the way, but I was towards the back.
Yeah, we had to winch somebody else,
Yeah, because I
and
know you
then
got
me.
you got winched out, but I don't know if I made
Yeah,
my way up to the front until after, because you were like, "Oh, hold
yeah,
tight, like we got a situation up here," sort of
yeah.
like
It's
last
me, the
weekend.
situation. So, so we get that cleared up, and it was just like one weird thing after another. So, like 5 minutes later, this guy, he was the nicest dude. He was one of Mikey's friends. He had his son with him. He was just looking at the birds and the trees, and next thing you know, he was nose down off the road.
Oh, was that the Tundra?
No, that was I think it was a black Xterra, like first gen black
Oh,
Xterra.
Johan, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, yep, yeah. So we get him out, and then we get to the part that I thought like might be kind of interesting, right? So there in Bald Eagle, a lot of times, it's public road still. They don't close. But a lot of times they'll put signs up that are like caution, whatever, look out, icy, not maintained, whatever. Well, there was a like a what do you want to call that? Not a cone, but a road sign, right? Like a caution sign, and it was just kind of off to the side of the trail, and we just kept going, right? There was a good bit of us on this trip. Well, it got real icy, and we're busting through the snow, and the big 2500 Ram is just eating the trail to pieces. Like anyone that was behind him was driving through craters by what these chains were digging up, but the chains kept shooting off, right? And he is just bed hopping this thing. Well, this is like, I mean, it felt like hours. I think it was hours. And I get within probably 50 feet, 100 feet of the intersection to like get off of this ledge that we're on. And the snow is drifted from the mountaintop to the shelf. And there's like 6 to 7 feet of snow in front of me. And we are not going anywhere. So after all that, we had to back down. It was so bad.
You missed the part that there was a guy on a snowmobile that came through
Oh,
and was
that's
like,
right.
"Yeah, you guys probably aren't gonna make it through."
That's right. I forgot about that.
And then after after we went all the way down, we all get out, and I see a sign on the road that says "Road closed, only open to snowmobile traffic" or something like that on the sign.
Yeah, and it said danger, extreme drifts, and deep snow.
But someone must have made that sign and taped it to the other sign, but that wasn't still attached. It was just in the snow on the ground, and we drove over it as we went up the road.
Yeah, and that was pretty much the day. I don't think we did anything else. I think we were like, all right, well, that was shit.
Yeah, then we went to a brewery after that. We made our way back to a paved road, then we went to a brewery. I think you hit the road and a bunch of other people hit the road, but then a few of us stayed and got dinner before we went home.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. That was an interesting one. Well, before we get into a tech tip here, is there anything you want to add or talk about?
I don't know. Not a whole lot.
Aaron, you got anything?
I want to throw a shout out to Dabs, Troy Dabs. He's hooking me up with some really nice wheels and tires and suspension stuff for a buddy. So I'm going to meet him tomorrow. He's actually driving through and like meeting me like 15 minutes from the house.
Nice.
So yeah, Camo Express is still working for me.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so that'll probably be a YouTube thing once it warms up a little bit too.
Sweet.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, Seth doesn't know that much about wrenching on anything, so
Cool.
it'll be cool to get like a new person in here and teach them.
Absolutely, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually have a thank you to throw out there too. So, I was looking at light racks for the Yukon. I want to keep it period correct. I don't want any more LED stuff on it as far as auxiliary lighting goes. I want to keep it looking like cigarettes are still the sponsor of NASCAR, you know? And
Period. Correct.
yeah. So I came across a company, Randy Ellis Designs, which is out of, I think the shop is Scheller Manufacturing. But they made a really good looking light rack, but it was listed for 2002 to 2007, plus old body style Chevys, but it left out '01. Now those bumpers are the same, and I even posted in the group, and Max was like, "We ought to message him." I'm like, "You know what? I will." So I shot him a message. I just said, "Hey, I saw this. I don't know if it works. If it does, I'd love to try it out. We have this podcast. We have like 6 bajillion listeners.
So you lied to
we're
him.
well known everywhere." No, I actually didn't. I don't think I mentioned the podcast, but I did mention, the YouTube and everything. And like a day passes and I get an email back, and the woman, she says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to talk to our owner. What's your address?" And it was like that. There was no conversation or anything. He just sent it out. Today I actually had the opportunity to install it with as simple as drilling one extra hole. It bolted right up. You can literally stand and jump on it. It's like as substantial or more substantial than if you were to buy like a brush guard. I was shocked. It's 3/16 plate, gusseted. It's got like 2-inch DOM tubing with nice rounded end caps. It looks great. And I'm pretty stoked about that. Threw some hella Rally 4000s on it. So we are cooking with some vintage gas.
I'm jealous of the
Yeah,
lights.
the pictures you put up in the Discord, that thing looks badass.
It looked like I might start smoking.
He's going to order some white vinyl for the marble paint scheme on that now.
like catch me with some Lucky Strikes or something. I mean, I was a little nervous that it was going to stick out too far, but it hugs pretty tight. It looks the way I wanted it to, so I'm very happy with it. I'm waiting on 2 more. I went with the pencil beams, which are like basically spotlights that are pretty narrow, which is actually great because I stood in front of it and they're not blinding unless you're in line with the spot beam, which is great. And the Euro beam is like a scattered fog beam, which is supposed to be not blinding if you do have it on. So I might not actually cook everyone's retinas when I'm driving with the thing if I have it on and I happen to accidentally blast a oncoming person. But I'm very happy with it. So again, Randy Ellis Design, thank you very much. I'll put a little video out. I took one of the install, which was really as simple as take out 2 bolts, drill a hole, and push it in place. So I didn't exactly do much fabricating. So how about let's hit us with a tech tip. Aaron, is this you?
Women may not find us handsome, but damn it, do they find us handy. It's time for a CAMO Convoy tech tip.
Or is this
I
Max?
thought this was Max.
All right.
I told Nick this on the trip. I think that having a pair of TIG welding gloves in your car is perfect for recovery and if you need to do anything, because they're a thin leather glove, so it's very protecting, but you have a lot of dexterity still. Because all like the recovery gloves and whatnot I've seen have all been like a mechanic style glove, which aren't super durable, where I keep a pair of TIG welding gloves in the car. So like when I needed to use the chainsaw, I threw those on.
Yeah.
Like I have a pair of the shorter cuff ones that have Velcro, so they're not super bulky, but they're really like, they're cheap and they're comfortable to wear where you're not going to dread putting them on. Like obviously you wouldn't use MIG welding gloves because that would be ridiculous, but
right. Yeah, the TIG gloves, they look good. You didn't look like a cheese ball. They just looked like you had comfortable, nice gloves on. I like that. And like a reasonably nice pair of TIG gloves is going to be the same price if you go out and buy a pair of higher end leather gloves. Like I have a pair of Milwaukee gloves. I think they're Milwaukee, and they were like $50. So for about the same
Yeah,
price.
you could get TIG gloves for a lot cheaper than that. You could spend $25 at the welding store. Like those at Harbor Freight are like $15, and
20.
Yeah.
They weren't much, and they're really good. They're nice.
Yeah. The ones that I have are a lot. They fit like a mechanic's glove, but they're all leather, so they're like, and they're really soft. Where like a lot of leather gloves, you put them on and you can't bend your fingers unless you break them in. But gloves get lost before they're broken in most of the time.
Cool.
Yep.
Well, let's go into Q&A.
Your lack of pinstripes don't lie, and neither do we. Where your feelings need skid plates, this is the CAMO Convoy. Q&A.
So we have a listener submitted question from TikTok. This is the first one. First TikTok question. This is from El Bisto. I'm sure he said this out of the kindness of his heart. So overlanding is the new word for car camping. So I chose this one because I think a lot of people have this kind of idea about it. But it's a lot more simpler than that, man. I think overlanding is really just, it's kind of whatever you want it to be. For us, we've defined it. We've said it's four-wheeled vehicle-based travel with the emphasis on the journey, and you're driving off-highway, and that's really it. So, yeah, I guess it's car camping. Just we'd like to drive roads that are harder than, getting to the campground. We're typically not at a campground, but it's not off the table. Some people, they soft wheel, they barely wheel at all, and they go camp. But, yeah, man, it's, sure, you can call it car camping. That's fine. Bring your car out. Come on, El Bisto.
I think that falls into one of those categories of like, not all overlanding is car camping, but all car camping is overlanding.
Yeah, sure.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, I never got caught up in it. I mean, like I said, I know we have what we call it, but like anymore, man, I just like doing hood rat shit with my friends, and it just so happens that it's while using 4-wheel drive and sleeping in the woods.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Everyone's favorite part, into the blind.
What is your choice overlander van?
It's gotta be like the E250, 350 solid axle front. I think is probably the move. But what motor? I mean, there's like some unicorns out there with a 7.3, I'm sure. But
460. You need a 460 in that thing.
I'm trying to think of what years.
Yeah, I was thinking that
what
too.
That year span is. Like, to be honest, like a Triton, like a V10, I wouldn't be that sad about either. I kind of actually like that motor.
I'm thinking about changing spark plugs on that. That would be awful.
Yeah, on a van, you're right. What do you do? You just take your floor out?
Take the dog box out. Sit there in the driver's seat.
Body off.
No, body off.
Yeah,
I guess,
another Ford body off.
Maybe the real answer is just the Astro van with like the yeah.
That's where I was going, was the Safari.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
that was the GMC. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that, a 4.3 S10?
Yeah,
and you could do a lot of S10 drop-ins with like the transfer case, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like there's a lot less piston around because it already is all-wheel drive, and it's probably gets better gas mileage. It's a lot lighter, and as long as you're not beating the shit out of it like rock crawling, it's probably the Astro.
Yep. Yeah, that's where I was going to go with it.
Yeah, I like that. Are we in a 3-panel agreement?
I dig
Astrovan.
I dig Astrovans. An Astrovan's the first vehicle that I crashed, and I was 3 years old.
Okay, we gotta know this story.
Yes. I'm glad I asked this.
My dad had, or has still for some reason, an Astrovan that it was his daily driver for years and years. And I guess, I don't know if me and my sister were both playing in it in our driveway, and my parents' driveway's on a hill. So I somehow took it out of park and put it in neutral, and it rolled back into, I think it was my dad's Valiant that I rolled back and hit the front of that. I think I was like 3.
Hell yeah.
Funny.
That's awesome.
So I got a good Astro van story. One buddy in high school had one. It was the extended, just 2-wheel drive. And we all loaded up to go to Warped Tour. I think it was like 05, 06, something like that. And we all stopped at McDonald's in the morning. Everybody gets orange juices. I'm like, what the hell are you all doing with orange juice? Well, I didn't think about it. We're going to a concert. Everybody's making screwdrivers. Like, okay, got it. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. We're taking off up the road. This guy had one. I'm like, hey, I'm drinking a Coke. Like, put me in the driver's seat. We'll get there. So we swap out, and you know how the dash on those was like a needle that went up and then turned and went across? All right.
The typical
So
80s
I jump into
GM.
Yes. So we jump on the ramp, like Carlisle, something like that, and get on 81. Buddy goes, hey, man, you're hauling ass. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, you're doing H. And I'm like, what? And I look down at the dash, and it's like 70, 75, 85, MPH. And the needle was bare.
You're doing H. That's so good. I love it.
Honestly, an Astro
No,
van
that
would
van
be
was really cool.
a really cool build. But they're actually pretty expensive for one that's like in good shape nowadays. Like I know
Yeah.
I have a few friends that had all-wheel drive ones, and they were selling them for 10 plus grand for a van. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
That's-
one on a used car lot, like right down the street from me. Really, really nice. The guy had like snow digital camera or camo all over it, sitting on like 31s, had a small winch on the front. Like it was set up really nice. I think he got like 13 grand out of that thing.
Wow.
They have a pretty big following, especially because the ease of swapping in an S10 transfer case to make it actual four-wheel
Yeah.
drive. Well, like
Yeah.
even the setup, like the rear, if you go in with the Dutch doors in the back, it's like super nice that you have like a built-in awning, but then
Yeah.
the doors in the back,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's something that should be on every SUV, but they don't do
Yeah,
that.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mikey, he even had like a table on his. I mean, it was nice. It was a nice setup. Heck yeah. All right, I got a blind question for you. You are in the middle of, we'll call it an unnamed trail, far from civilization, but you're broke down. But you get to call upon one person from TV or film who is either some type of mechanic or whomever to come and rescue you. Who are you picking?
Fred Williams.
I was gonna say the same thing. That's ridiculous. I was literally gonna say the same thing.
I
Or
was
no,
down to
I have-
Dirthead Dave
I have another
for Fred
one.
Williams.
Ethan from Grindhard Plumbing Co.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that's a
okay.
He
good
could
one.
do anything.
Yeah. I'm going, see, I would have picked like Cooter from Dukes of Hazzard. I don't think we would get out of there, but we'd have a good time. Yeah, Ethan would be a good one.
Their
Yeah,
channel
That's
is
good.
like my favorite YouTube channel. The stuff that he builds is absolutely crazy, and that's the stuff that I always envisioned myself wanting to build ridiculous things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't have the funds and time to build the ridiculous things in my head.
Did
Yeah.
he just build the mini trophy truck?
No, Peck Brothers is building a mini trophy
That's
truck.
right. That's right.
But-
That's right.
Yeah, Grindhard is right now building a rally Ferrari with a V10 turbo diesel from a Touareg. Yes.
Damn.
I like their style. I can
Damn.
get down with
And
that.
also they have like the military MTV trucks, like the 6-wheel drive trucks that they just bought those. and he built the TDI like trike that you drive inside the wheel. Like you sit in the wheel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd really like to jump behind the controls of that riverboat, the little mini riverboat.
Oh yeah.
Or jet boat thing.
Yeah.
That thing looks badass.
I want to build one of the mini like power wheels, like where you take a 4-wheeler and do the power wheels body kind of thing. And
Yeah.
like that's what they started on, building like the little mini power wheels cars. Like it would be so fun.
Dang.
Like I'm sitting here looking at my kids' Land Cruiser power wheels. Like it would be sweet to put a 250 engine and 4-wheel drive.
Heck yeah.
Did you see the little Amazon Jeep thing that they did where they bought
The
it?
rock
and
crawler
like,
one?
What's this thing do? Stop. Yeah. They like reused the body and that was it.
Yeah.
That thing was super rad.
Max, you want to hit us with a blind one if you have one?
Ugh, I didn't prepare anything.
That's all right
Yeah.
if you don't.
They're
have
the
one.
best ones, man.
Just shoot from the hip.
Yeah. Anything.
How much aspartame does Nick eat in a day? Yes.
All of it.
Well, listen, before we hit the outro here, let's talk about this snowstorm. Hopefully by the time that everyone's listening to this, it's not too bad.
I
Hopefully
think
they
I'm-
can listen to this.
Yeah.
So far, I've seen even today like 4 different forecasts from we're getting 6 inches to we're getting 26 inches. So
Yeah.
it seems like Aaron
I
is
think
in
they
the,
settled.
Aaron, you seem like you're in the danger zone where you're at.
Yeah. It's either going to be a shitload of ice or like 16 inches of snow is what they're calling for.
That's what I think we're in the
I just-
Kind of a
16,
mix.
like the 12 to 16 range where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the guy that's on the Weather Channel, like you see with the hurricanes, or he's hanging onto a light pole or something. He's in Hagerstown right now, so we're probably gonna get hit pretty good.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. We just got bumped up into the next snow category, whatever. So more than a foot is the consensus. We don't really see that kind of snow. The last time that we've had, if the predictions actually materialize, the last time that we've seen a snow like this would be, my gosh, the late 90s. It's just not that common for our region. We get 4 to 6 inches of snow, and that's like a big storm, for us. And some
Yeah.
of the higher elevations, obviously, they get more, but down in the valley, it's not that common for us. Cumulatively, we might see a foot at a time, but in a day and a half, dumping over a foot, that's going to be rough. And it's not just us, we're Pennsylvania, Maryland, but you talk about down into Richmond, Virginia, seeing over a foot of snow.
And it seems like
Guys are in trouble.
yeah, it seems like they might be in the ice now, depending how it tracks.
Yeah.
Like I'm nervous for Curtis and all those guys down there that if they get a couple inches
Yeah.
of ice, that takes down trees and power lines and all that stuff.
That's worse
So
than
I was-
snow.
You gotta
Yeah.
watch for those
I was
golden
watching,
retrievers falling from the.
Yeah, did you see that? The
Yeah.
weight of 100 golden retrievers in a tree.
We'll use anything but the metric system.
What the is a kilometer?
Yeah, I was seeing. I was watching Ryan Hall about 2 hours before we got on here, and North Carolina was looking at like 3/4 of an inch down around Charlotte of ice, and that's just going to murder that place. It's going to be bad. It's going to be one of those memorable storms.
Yeah, I'm about as prepped as I can be. I actually just got my furnace set up so that if we lose power, I can run the furnace on the generator, which I hadn't been able to do before. So that has a lot of stress off of me. I fully expect to lose power. We're at like the end of a run, and all of our stuff's above ground, so we're gonna lose it. Just waiting, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. And the whole time I've been here, I've never lost power. The only time the power's gone out here is we had a squirrel blow up on the transformer out here one morning.
Shit,
But,
I have.
That
I have
sounded like
my-
a gunshot.
I have my backup power ready for if we lose it during this. I mean, the wind blows wrong and we lose it out here. We go hours at a time, probably once a month. It's
Wow.
just- yeah, it kind of sucks, but still don't have a transfer switch for my panel. Well,
Yeah, I saw all these people panic buying generators, and I was like, y'all do know you can't hook that shit up, right? Like, you got to have the stuff to go into your panel. There's some major wiring that needs done for this to work. So
yeah. I would not advocate. I'm not even going to say it on air. Actually,
you
Do
know
it the
who's
right
looking
way.
really? Yeah, absolutely. You know who's looking really good right now? Mr. Rivian Club guy.
You're damn
yeah.
right he is.
Yeah. Shit,
Yep.
his name's escaping me. Sapin? What was his name?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Rivian guy.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, I speak Appalachian. I don't have it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Those guys, all of the EV folk, actually, like the Lightning guys, the Cybertrucks, if they decide that they're going to work in the cold, and the Rivians.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, they better. Hopefully, they're plugged in right now because it is cold. I'm watching the weather actually over here on my other screen, and it just is dropping as we're talking. I think the real feels like -1 out there right now.
Yeah, my watch is saying it's 9 out now. Earlier today was like 35 and sunny, and then
Yeah,
I'm at 11.
It's going to be an interesting weekend.
yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, Max, where can we find you? And what if I want something built by MBM Fab?
Oh, I have an Instagram and Facebook, and I think they're both under MBM Customs and Fab. I think I have my everything linked to that, but it would just be an Instagram message or a Facebook message would be the easiest way to get a hold of me. But I guess we never.
Yeah.
He's also in the Discord.
Yes, on the Discord.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
guess we never said where I'm located, but
Yeah, that's true.
I'm in central Pennsylvania and Lebanon, Pennsylvania, so pretty easy access right off 78 pretty much. So it's a straight shot from a bunch of places to get to me.
Yeah.
But
Do you still have any more of those hoodies you're wearing? So I am a connoisseur of hoodies. And now this is a nice hoodie, but the hoodie that Max has on, which I wore last week, is the coziest hoodie. I had to fight my wife.
Yes.
Tooth
My
and nail.
wife took mine. She's
For
like,
that
"You're not
hoodie.
getting this one back."
I was-
Yep.
It is the nicest, most comfortable hoodie that I own. I tried to hide it from my wife, and she found it. So we are at war over it. But if you still have those, I would suggest if you're watching, get your hands on one of those.
I didn't make any extra hoodies just because it's tough to have extra stuff on hand, but I have some shirts and I will make more as needed. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things.
You
Your
don't
shirts are
wanna-
awesome. I'm wearing it right now. Like, I've been wearing yours all day. It's
You don't want to
it's really
carry
comfortable.
$1,000 of product in your basement for 7 years.
That's where it is nice that I'm doing them myself. So like I'm ordering the transfers and then whatever somebody wants, I can order the shirt or sweatshirt and then just press the design on it. So I don't have like a whole bunch of medium
The
shirts
overhead.
and nobody wants a medium.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I can order, like, I think I ordered 25 or something of each transfer. And then whenever I need to make them, I have a few left, but I sold a decent
Yeah.
amount of them. I didn't even advertise them yet. I only posted in the Discord to see if anybody wanted them. So you guys are my testers. But
Yeah, well, that is the ticket. Whatever that is, that's it.
Yep.
That is definitely it.
Yep.
yeah, and the t-shirts, I use the Comfort Colors shirts because those have always been my favorite shirt. So
They're nice.
Yeah. So I spent a little extra money on the shirts themselves, but they're a lot like nicer and better fitting than the standard Gildan or Hanes or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
We added a few. We have a couple extra shirts on the store. We have a few that are priced not for the gambler driver. So similar, higher quality t-shirt, but we also have the Ballin' on a Budget shirts as well, which are still nicer, the ones that I typically wear. That's where it always is. I'll have the link for that. We have something fun next week, Aaron. What are we starting?
We are going to start a new segment for the show called the Doom Scroll, where I have realized that Nick and I, well, all of us in the Discord, are always sending Facebook Marketplace ads back and forth to each other. And I thought it would be really cool to discuss our favorite ones of the week each week. So,
yeah,
that's
I love
coming.
that. I love that so much. So whether it's an excellent find, a WTF moment, a conversation that just went sideways, which
Green build,
yeah,
something.
yeah. So it's gonna be really fun. I'm very excited for that next week.
It sounds like
We
a
might
challenge.
even troll some people too.
It sounds like a challenge for
Yeah.
us to send you the best things we can find too.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do a viewer submitted one as
Yes.
well. I like that. One of ours, each of our own and a viewer submitted. Send us your best marketplace, whether it's a conversation, a dream build, an absolute rat trap, whatever it may be. And if we like it, we will cover it in the Doom Scroll.
Yes. I'm excited.
Me too. Well, Max, I appreciate you taking the time and hanging out with us on this Friday night.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming
Absolutely.
on.
Yeah, that was fun. Well, listen, guys, until next time, keep the muddy side down, shiny side up. See ya.
Thanks.